Welcome back. We're here, day 2, Arnold Classic. It's crazy, it's chaotic. We've got Nutrition Wolf going here. We're gonna jump right into this. Dennis and I did the preview with Darwin on the Classic Physique yesterday. We got to go to the finals last night in person. We're gonna review about, let's go over what we saw and did they get it right or not. We're gonna go ahead and start right here. We're gonna just go over the Classic Physique first. Well, let's start with Urs. Dennis, what did you see? Urs ended up in 3rd place yesterday. Do you agree with that? And what did you see from Urs yesterday?
I was very impressed with Urs' condition. As you see here, grainy legs. You can see like really the skin is really, in a great condition. It means he was dieting really, really hard. 3rd place is well done.
Do you think he landed in 3rd? Because we're talking about beating Breon. That was tough, right?
I know. I had Breon beating Urs because the muscle quality and maturity, as you can see here, it's on another level. But Urs looks, his muscles, they look very young, very fresh, and that's probably the difference. But check out the back. From Breon
was
insane.
He was amazing. And we've said this time and time again if you've watched our preview shows leading up to this. Breon continues to improve. I will go ahead and say this is probably his best look ever. He does not regress. We got other guys coming up with different looks in the Classic Physique. They're still looking at, what they're going to look for. But, this physique is as good, if not better, than when he won the Classic Physique a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So probably the grainiest, hardest back and legs and glutes in the show for Classic. Even harder than Urs, harder than the Bull, everything. So he looked amazing. I had him in 3rd last night.
Me too.
I think we both did. We were kind of surprised when they put him in 4th. So Breon, if you're out there, great job. Don't keep doing what you're doing, man. Looked amazing.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Absolutely. So, he was on point. Let's go to, let's touch on Michael. Let's see if I have some photos of Michael. Michael the Bull, my favorite going in. Great shape. Still, his front lat spread is my favorite shot in the Classic division right here with those shoulders. Legs, could have come up a little bit more. You can see on the sweep there. Dennis, where you think Michael placed where he should have last night?
Well, that was tough, of course. The top guys looked incredible. I think Michael was great, but I think it's just his structure.
Right.
What basically didn't give him a chance to move up a little bit.
Yeah, he never really got that call out with the top 4 guys. So,
but basically, Michael is mostly the best conditioned guy on stage. But yesterday we were surprised with other guys like Wesley. He was so ripped, and that's the difference.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's talk about it, man. I know after the prejudging and Darwin was here, man, we all had Wesley. We were hoping, that he would get it. And let's look at Dino first. Dino was on. He was definitely not off. As a matter of fact, and I told you last night when we got there and saw it in person, I really thought Dino was going to come back and get it. He was even sharper last night. I believe this is prejudging, but his waist just disappears. Legs were as big as Wesley's. And I think, from the back, his legs were a little harder. But I tell you what, we'll talk about Wesley here in just a second. But, Dino gave him a run. He was really close.
He's a champion, last year's champion. And, Dino is always in shape. He's got that great look, healthy muscles. They look fresh. The condition is always on point. As you can see here, the glutes are always in. And what I like about Ramon is, he looks a little bit different than the other guys. All that thick muscle, which is very, very, incredible. And compared to other guys, he's just on the top, So, and it was surprise that somebody like Wesley killed that, last night. So
I'll tell you what, man,
amazing.
You talk about young muscle. I believe Wesley is 30 now or close to it. But, man, it was everything. The tan was perfect, man. Just the way his oil was perfect. He just really came out and, just stood out to me. Just the, like you said, quality muscle.
Yeah.
I thought from the front, his legs were the most separated last night. Amazing chest, cross striations in the chest, shoulders. just everything worked. It was just his night, man. Like the color was good. He has a different look from the back, so his legs look a little slight compared to maybe Dino. But I mean, the back was on perfect, man. And his legs, I mean, just, you know, when he talks about classic, you know, that taper and just everything about him is just his night.
He's really classic. And then look at the shoulders, the shoulder separation. It's just amazing. I never seen something like this before on other competitors. And I think that was just 100% dialed in. You know, it was everything on point. Like I said, legs and everything, the condition was great. Everything just worked out really good. And sometimes that's what you need. You know, sometimes nothing is on point, so then you're kind of struggling. But in bodybuilding, it's plays a huge role to get everything right for that day. And he did it.
He nailed it, man.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of these guys just kept dieting basically from the Olympia. So he just stayed on it, stayed the course, and didn't lose any size at all, and probably just hardened up a little bit enough to really take that #1 spot. You know, and thanks to these photos, courtesy of Buys and Tries, if you guys are out there, watch this. I'm definitely stealing your stuff, so we'll give you some credit. But hey, I saw this in their post, and let's go ahead and talk about this. Why not? Hey, you know, different looks. Sebum is the king. But I'll tell you what, with what Wesley brought last night, why not throw him in the conversation right here?
Absolutely.
I mean, look at this. Tell me why, other than the structure, maybe, but depend on what your version of classic is. I mean, god dang, he's right there, man. I can't wait for the Olympia.
Me too. And Wesley is classic, really classic. I mean, he's gonna give Sebum some hard time in the future.
I think if he brings that look, I can see him placing right behind him, you know, if not in front of him. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to that.
That's going to be exciting to see, you know, Wesley coming close to Bumstead.
Yeah. And no one's really talked about that, right, going into it. But, yeah, I can't wait to see it. All right, let's jump up real quick and jump to the Open and just talk about it, what we saw. Now, I'm not going to have all those pictures up here last night. But from last night. But, you know, let's keep it short. We had two guys, you know, that were the star of the show. We got, you know, it's basically going to be a Samson, right? Samson and Hottie show.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were your strong points, you think, for Samson that you really liked last night?
Samson is well-developed, great lines, good structure. You know, similar to Flex Wheeler, his physique. So, and this is a huge point. And, of course, he is improving every time he steps on stage.
A little harder than Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
Harder.
That was my issue with Samson. You know, I was criticizing him, not openly, but, you know, I was on many podcasts. And, you know, I would like to see him more ripped. And he started to bring it in. So, and this is just amazing. And I think, you know, everything was great. But, you know, there's Hottie. Hottie is another level.
It is. And let's throw him up here, man. I mean, that's – and we both agreed. It's just, I mean, the condition, it's still there. And then the condition in the back. The back, and I kind of said this going in, I don't think Samson's quite ready to challenge him on the back shots as big as he is. Yeah. Hottie's just so complete and thick in the back area, you know, with the lats and the lower lats.
Look at the striation and all of that. It's the quality is so amazing. And this is where I think Samson is a little bit behind because he's younger than Hottie. And, you know, he needs a couple more years to get that look. You know, look at that hamstrings and in the back. Look at that.
And I think Samson will get there. I think he'll catch up. And then it's going to be then I can see him taking Hottie. But tonight, you know, other than structure, I just don't think he's there yet. So I had Hottie.
Look at that back double by.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Yeah. It's so impressive.
So real quick, a couple others will stand out and we'll wrap this up. For me, I really thought John De La Rosa, who I've never really been big on, really impressed me. Just structure all the way around. I really thought he stood out. And Rafael Brandao was my favorite. If I wanted to look like somebody, I would say Rafael because it looked like he put on size a little bit in the right places. If he was as big as Samson, obviously, and Hottie, he'd be right there for the win. But just condition-wise, again, muscle, skin quality, tan was on yesterday. I loved what he brought. I think he'll wind up in third.
I think so too. I agree with you. John was a big surprise. He nailed it. You know, it's been a while when I saw John in such a good condition.
Yeah.
But Rafael Brandao was on point. He got heavier. You know, he improved a lot, and he brought it. He brought it.
Yeah,
so
we'll show you
very
Rafael
impressive.
Right there.
Look
I love
at that.
his legs, his leg tie-ins.
Yeah.
He's in condition. Everything looked good. So I can't wait to see tonight.
I think it's like the best line for a bodybuilder behind Samson on that stage. And yeah, I really like his look. And he is so aesthetic, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it. Okay, man. Well, we got some other guys coming in, going to interview, but great wrap up. We'll do one tomorrow talking about, you know, the open finals tonight. So, all right, guys, stay tuned.